around. We're not gonna settle down. I never worry, 'cause I'm out of my mind.
Post-show. So post-show, I was feeling a little bit discouraged, to say the least, or disappointed, I would say. I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram story, but I just felt that this prep wasn't my best for several reasons. I just think that I was at a time where I was a little bit exhausted from prep, and I also am always prepping in big life changes. You know, I left my job, I'm trying to focus on my business. I moved from Vegas to Florida. My prep before that, I, you know, was moving again. It's just, I don't really have a consistent home base right now. So it's kind of just, my life is like ever changing. And so it's kind of hard to focus 100%, even though I always give my preps 100%. I just felt like my heart wasn't in it the whole time, if that makes sense. I was just doubting myself a little bit more than I normally have. And obviously, you know that I preach positivity, but it's human nature, right? To be down on yourself at times and to question if what you're doing is right. There were some days I would wake up and I would feel like I looked soft. There were some days I would wake up and I felt like I looked harder and I was happy, and it was just, my mind was changing all the time. And I feel like when your mindset doesn't connect with just everything else, if you're stressed out about something, your body just doesn't cooperate the way it should. And we went for a different look. So we were where we needed to be. My body was responding from that point, but I just felt like it wasn't my best package for some reason. So I was a little bit disappointed after show day, and I decided to just reflect a little bit on what I wanted to do next. And initially I wanted to start, you know, reverse dieting and then prep for Tampa Pro. I don't know what I'm gonna do at the moment right now. I feel like every time I've taken a longer break, my body and just mindset has been a lot different. Your body needs rest, and I feel after a show ends, we're so caught up in that moment, and they do call it post-show blues for a reason. It is a true thing, but you don't have to prep in order to feel fulfilled, in my opinion. And that's kind of what's changed for me, is I was always like, okay, what's my next show? What's my next show? I always felt like I had to have like a next show. And I know on this level, I am going to be competing a lot, but there's certain things that I need to tackle first with myself in order to get to that level where I can do like 8 or 10 shows. Not to say that I won't be doing shows, I don't know, I'm thinking in September, October timeframe, but I just want to make sure that my health is in order. Everything is good as of now. I am going to get my hormones checked in about a month. I feel like my body somehow always comes out with a champ with the hormones. Like I don't tend to have like any stomach issues or hormonal issues or anything like that, but I just want to make sure that I'm good, and I want to give like my mind a break from just, prep is so mentally taxing. And I just felt like I was getting to a point where I almost felt like I was having so many mood swings. I was annoying myself because I'm so positive that it was just, Morgan, what is wrong? Like I would be happy and then sad, happy then sad. And when you're getting to that point, I feel like you just need a break. And lately, this is the happiest I've ever been. I'm about like between like 2 to 4 pounds above stage weight right now, and eating a lot more and just enjoying my life. And it's important to do that and to take a break, and more important to let your systems take a break. But outside of that, if you're competing in a show and the show ends, immediately start thinking about your improvement season goals. There's so many things that I want to improve. This is a lifestyle, and I've learned that you really can't stay stage lean and make these changes. And I think we have this illusion in our head when we see our body look like that. This is an extreme sport. So you see a tiny bit more of body fat and you're like, whoa, I've gained weight, or I don't like the way I look. But that's not true. To an outsider, you would still look like in amazing shape. So I think that's number one. Like I'll look back on pictures where I didn't think I was lean, and then I'll look back on those pictures and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I was so lean. So it is mentally tough, but I think if you really take it one day at a time and really set yourself up to have goals every single day or every single week, or however you personally feel like it works best for you to hold yourself accountable, I think that that'll really help you. Reflect on the show, but don't be too hard on yourself, because in reality, the show is already gone. It's already passed. You can't go back and change anything. There were so many times that I was sitting there after my show and like, oh, did I mess up my carb up? Oh my gosh, like I shouldn't have, done this. Did I not drink enough water? Did I do, there's so many things. There's so many what ifs. At the end of the day, we went for a different look and they wanted me to come in a little bit tighter, which is such an easy fix. Not necessarily to be leaner or to lose more weight, but just to come in a little bit tighter. You never know what these judges are looking for, and you can't be hard on yourself for someone that's an outsider judging you. I mean, this is a sport where you have people that are judging you, and you can't always take their opinion and be so hard on yourself, if that makes sense. Like, take their feedback and make those improvements, but it doesn't mean that you weren't good or you didn't look good. And I think that that's where this sport can become a little bit challenging. Just focus on you, focus on yourself and your goals and what you really want to accomplish. Why do you work out? I ask myself that all the time. Do you work out to look good? Do you work out because it makes you feel good? Do you work out because for strength reasons? I mean, whatever the reason is, there has to be an emotional connection inside of you that is going to make you feel fulfilled. The outside world, anybody else's opinions, a judge's opinion, that is not going to, it'll bring you temporary happiness if it goes the way that you want. But in the long run, when that moment's passed, what are you gonna do after that? You really have to be emotionally connected to your vision and what you really want from this lifestyle. And people want different things from fitness. There's so many things that are involved in this and so many different goals that you can have, which is why I love it so much. So really think about why you work out. I ask myself that all the time. Why do you work out? And if you have a good reason behind it and that emotional connection to your why, of why you go to the gym or why you decide to stick to your diet, then you will succeed. Every experience that we have, you can learn from. And I think sometimes when we mess up on our diet or we don't get the placing that we want in a show, we tend to think that that's it for us. No, that's just the beginning. You can always fix everything. I had a friend tell me, okay, you're scared to eat this. And I said, yeah, like I want to stay structured. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, you don't want to do that every day, but you should go out and enjoy yourself. And some of these opportunities that we get are once in a lifetime opportunities. Or if you're with friends that you haven't seen in a while, go out and enjoy those moments with them that you aren't going to get back. Like, this life is really short, and that's one thing that I've really learned lately, is that I need to really hone in and focus on obviously what I want to accomplish, but I also need to focus on the people around me and my friends and family too, because this can be a very selfish sport. Being successful in anything is going to take time away from people, time away from things that you might like doing, and you have to stay structured, but you need to also remember that there's certain things that you won't have the opportunity to do unless you do those. So take advantage of that post-show too. And I've talked about a lot of things post-show. So that's basically how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really happy right now. I feel like I finally found like a good balance.